we cover is, how a market maker can adjust the prices to reflect the bank's risk. Did you find over those two simulations that really then hit home, and you can now talk about it and explain it?
Yeah. So I've had a couple of interviews where I've sort of discussed it and I've written about it in CVs, in cover letters and things. And it's, I think it's made a big difference because it is something that people actually do.
Interesting. How have you managed to bring it into an interview?
Also, I mentioned, so in cover letters, I write about it and I say these are the skills we used. And then they sort of ask about the experience and they say, what experience have you got that's good for this role? And I just sort of say, well, I've done this course that is, will take a few things, pretty much what the role is in global markets.
Great. And then you mentioned the fact that we go into more detail in terms of regulation and then how regulation impacts those roles. And I know you're coming from a sort of a quant and a statistics background.
Yeah.
Good luck in your exams coming up.
Thank you.
Actually, what's quite interesting then is the fact that you've been through this practical training exercise with us. Obviously, there's a big area in the markets to automate some of these processes. And that's where a lot of money's being spent. That's where a lot of jobs are being created. So it'd be brilliant if you can combine the practical training that you had from the bootcamp with then your technology background. I think that's a very compelling package that you're able to put forward.
We discussed that. We talked about, I think someone asked you a question halfway through about automation, and you mentioned how a lot of the more, I want to say vanilla trades, things like the exchange trades, are being automated, and it's becoming more about the structured product. And that was good to talk about. I don't know if that was necessarily like planned or anything.
No, absolutely. I mean,
that was really interesting.
I think it's really interesting. And this is what, we want to do with the bootcamp. I think the Finance Accelerator gives everybody like an insight into buy side or sell side. And then in the investment banking bootcamp, we're taking people through a much more in-depth experience where we can talk about things like structured products and structured product solutions, because that's a big area of the role as well. The automation of a lot of the processes now means that the relationships and the ability to provide, if you like, a tailored package from the investment bank trading floor to the client, super important. Well, let's have a look. I'm going to plunge you into this now because I haven't told you I'm going to do this, but I've got your scores here.
Oh no!
From level 1, level 2. Well, no, it was excellent. Level 1, super high work rate. I would say you were more active in the exchange than your chat trades, and this is, I think, level 1 is really building on what you learned in the Finance Accelerator, right? You've got more time, there's more depth, but the big one here is about trying to find natural crosses for your trades. So a couple of client fat fingers that put you at an advantage, took disadvantage of your client. And obviously that's that first one there. But
that was reflected.
That finger, but nice work rate and nice management of the P&L as well. So it's just that early mistake, I think, that sort of creates a thorn in your side. The good thing is we then moved on to level 2. So this is the really advanced simulation that we run here for level 2. And this is the same simulation that we run when people have been in a role sometimes for 3 months to 6 months. So this is fantastic. You're able to grasp this. And what I'm really proud about here is how you improved, right? Look at this. So rather than 8, you've now got 10 chat trades, but meanwhile, you use the quote board. So that's the electronic quote board that you adjusted your prices on to reflect your acts at any time. You did that 6 times. I don't know how you managed 227 trades, but it was excellent. And then 6 trades going through the interdealer brokers. Again, that's that new level of advancement when we talk about regulation, when we talk about liquidity, and then you're able to put this into play. And I think, did you feel in the interviews that you've had recently, then by having this type of advanced experience, did you feel more confident in those interviews?
Yeah, definitely. It gave me sort of insights as to what people actually spend their time doing in the role. I felt a lot more confident answering questions about it because I've sort of, obviously it's not the same, but I have sort of been in that position.
Fantastic. And I know, as someone, I'm an employer myself, you can really tell a genuine answer when someone actually knows. And I think you get to actually know from practice and training and reapplication. So listen, I really liked how you moved from level 1 into level 2, really high work rate here. So definitely one for us to recommend. And I think you should be proud of that.
Thank you.
No. Well, who have you been applying to already? What sort of roles have you been looking for?
I've been applying for trading roles pretty much exclusively. So all of them in global markets. A couple of prop ones, but I think they've either all been rejected or I haven't heard back from them from a while.
The trading roles, with trading roles, so market making with investment banks.
Yeah, investment banks, so the big ones all the way down to I've applied to a few smaller ones.
And how's that process gone so far?
Going all right. If you give me a second, I can tell you how many I've applied to. Loads.
Well, I mean,
yeah, it's a numbers game at this stage, isn't it? At grad level.
And also in the bootcamp, we did cover a lot of this, right? The application process, how you need to structure it, how you need to go through that process in order to secure the roles. And unfortunately, effort is needed.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so I've applied to 38 places.
Okay, and how's that gone? How's the table looking?
So I have been rejected from 14 so far, and the rest of them are still in the process.
So still in. So you're on what, interviews one, sort of now the second interview, assessment center, that type of stage?
Yeah, so I'm not quite to assessment center in the ones. Yeah, I've got the table up. So I've got phone interviews. I've done a couple of phone interviews and a few video interviews, and I've got awaiting results for them.
Good. Okay. Well done. So yeah, you still got the majority in play.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So look, and how do you, I mean, we obviously talked about careers and trading careers and careers in markets during the bootcamp. How do you, and just for any other students who might find this useful, how do you manage those when they come back? And it's the same for everybody. I think a lot of students, they only see the positive results, and when someone manages to land something, they think, that's so unfair because I've been trying really hard. But you've been trying incredibly hard, and I'm very confident that it will work out positively for you, for sure, especially with, very keen to recommend you as well. How do you manage those negative results, and how do you cope with that type of feedback?
I am the head of the trading team at our trading society at uni. I've been talking to some of my team about this. So I treat it exactly the same as I treat a losing trade. You take the loss.
Yeah.
Think, can I learn anything from this? If it wasn't a mistake, if it wasn't something I made a mistake on, I can't learn anything, just forget about it, move on. If you can learn something, then great. But at the end of the day, if you're not right for them, there's nothing you can do.
Absolutely.
There's no point getting annoyed about it.
Don't let the previous trade pollute your next trading.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. And it's interesting how, and we do so much on the psychology side as well, how a lot of candidates can let one negative experience, if you like, change the trajectory of their effort and the trajectory of their final outcome. It can become a sort of self-fulfilling negative wheel.
Yeah.
And it does take a lot of mental discipline to get through it. But I think it's great that you're able to share that with your trading society. And I think a lot of students need to know that. But especially, I think in this remote stage, with us being separated from each other, I think getting those sort of rejections, which every student gets, by the way, we share a lot of the success stories. Of course we do. But every single success story has been rejected somewhere along the way. No question about it. Well, really, really good. Well, I'm pleased you joined us for that weekend. Thank you for giving up your
I'm really glad I did. I learned a lot.
No, it's really important to us, I think, that it makes a tangible impact to someone. I think there's so much training out there that you can do online that's available everywhere. But in terms of actually getting practical experience, I think that's where simulations are the key. But the good thing is these are the same simulations that the people that you're applying to are delivering to the people that they hire to get them desk ready. So you know that they want this type of skill. And I'm really pleased that they've asked about it in the interviews, and you felt confident to talk about it in that way.
Yeah, it's been really good talking to talking to people as well who are in grad schemes and stuff, because they've discussed doing things, either working with Amplify or doing similar things. And they do mention exactly the same stuff that we went through in the bootcamp. It's like the acts, things like the interdealer brokers, and the layout's very similar as well. It's it seems to be a sort of standard.
Great. So they're saying that, you know, they're already in the grad roles. And did you say somewhere Amplify you've connected with?
Yeah.
And I think that's a really great thing about the network as well, right? I think because we get to know people that do our programs so much, there's definitely a personal connection. So if someone then approaches another Amplify grad who's now, and you know, we've got so many fantastic success stories, let's say grad in the role that you're looking to do. The thing I'm most proud about is I only ever hear about how they bend over backwards to help other Amplify trainees. So one day soon, every single candidate in every finance role would be an Amplify grad. Then I'll be happy. Well, listen, Henry, thank you very much indeed for that feedback.
That's all right.
Good luck with the rest of your interviews. Good luck with your exams in January. Hope it all goes well.
Thank you very much.